Well, today we're going to climb this thing here, which is covered in cloud at the moment, and I'm going to put the name across the bottom for you, so don't worry. The path starts down here at Llanberis station, and we're going to follow the track along a little bit and then go right and then start to sort of do a zigzag up. Not up this bit here, obviously, but I think just to the right of that. Anyway, it's a bit of a miserable day. We're expecting a bit of rain, a bit of blue sky, a bit of everything. So typical Wales, really. So we've got the backpack. It's got everything in there, everything we need just in case. So we're set for a day out in the hills. And yeah, we've got about 3,000 feet of climbing to do today. So it's going to be hard on the legs. So we'll see how it goes. Catch you soon. Right, so we've come to the road. We're going to do a right over the railway track. Away from the railway track, there's some bits and pieces down there. We're going to go through this sort of arch area, and then we're going to do the next left. So just come off that main road to do a left coming around that corner, and then up this little slipway, which is going to take us to the start of the climb. Basically, it's going to take us to the slate mine, which is a group of houses, so we'll have a look at that when we get there. But yeah, this is dark and dingy, but quite interesting at the same time. Well, we've reached the first flat bit, and as you can see, we're quite high already. There's Llanberis in the background there, and then back towards Snowdonia, etc. So we're coming up to a little bridge. On the way down we're going to do a slightly different way, but we're going to take some pictures here. So on the way up we're going to do a left, and when we come back we're going to come back this way and then do a left and then back over the bridge. But on the way up we're going to go this way. It's a slight detour, hopefully to get some nice pictures of the slate mine. We're coming up to a little intersection here, and you see the blue and yellow poles go up. We're going to do right to visit the slate mine, which is just around the corner. So don't miss this, because there's a few photo opportunities here. There we go, look. Nice. Okay guys, look, the weather is improving at the moment. I'm quite pleased about that, but I dare say it's going to rain at the top. Anyway, we've just come through the mining village, and as you do, you're going to meet a sort of railway, and that is going to take you up, and that is the way we're going to go next, up and left. So yep, more instructions soon. So here we are at the top of that little scree section where the railway comes up. This is where they would have brought the slate down to ground level, and probably a few miners up as well. It's a big winch. So we're going to do a slight left here and then follow the path up. And yeah, you can see the desolation that they've caused. It's just monstrous. That slate's worth money, so there you go. So left it is, and then along the side, follow this way carefully, over, and then there's a little path on the other side, so we're following that now. Great views behind us. Have a quick look. Various stages of seasons. So as we get to the top of this railway section, this is where we get to a junction. We're going to come down to the right, so up we're going to go to the left, which is an easier climb, and obviously a steeper descent. So we're just coming up to that section now. There we go. This is where we've come from, down there somewhere. There we go. So, what have we got here? More buildings. And our intersection. How do we get through there? There we go. So we're going to do a left here and along the face of these buildings. This way to the right is where we come down. So where we come down, we're going to go through this metal gate, through these, and then follow the way back down that we came up. It's nice to get a bit of a rest from climbing as we go past these old buildings. It's all fenced off, don't go in there. It's all preserved so that people in future years can see what we can see now. And it's obviously a big piece of history. So at the end we're going to do a right on that road and through this gate here, and then across this road. When we get across this road, there's a stile on the other side and a gate, a little pointer as to where we're going. Now we're going to finish up going up there, but this is the way the route is going to take us. So over we go, through the gate, which is open, obviously. Shut that. And then follow the path down here. So, where next? You'll see the main path goes to the left. And then there's another path that goes off to the right. We're going to go straight through the middle. Okay, sort of aiming in that direction. So as I say, this is going to be the easier ascent up that mountain. And of course, when you get to the top, if you don't fancy the steep version down, you can always come back this way. So follow this way for about 250 metres and then we'll see what's next. Right, you eventually come to this little gate, go through. Morning. And up through this quite enclosed trail into the woods along this fence. Well, it's starting to try and rain at least. We're through this gate at the top. Do a left here. And then the path continues on the other side of the road to the left. You see by this house a small green sign. So we're going to turn left here and then up this direction. I come up to another intersection here and through the gate, not this one. Do a left and then another left, taking us up again. At the moment we are 347 metres up, so quite high. That's over 1,000 feet, I think. And don't think we go through there. I think it's just straight on. Better check. Well, I just checked and it is through here. Okay, so up the side and away we go. So obviously we are heading in that direction. at taking it fairly easy. Although, to be honest, it's still quite strenuous, so you've got to be pretty fit to do this one. A few sheep. Over there we've got a bit of blue sky under some nasty looking clouds. Mr. Sheep. Okay, so we got another gate. Make sure we shut this one. Nice view behind us, and this is a bit of a road, and this is a fair section towards our mountain, and then we're going to do some zigzags, so I'll update you when I get to that point, but this is fairly easy to follow. Eventually you're going to come up to this gate, and the way to open it, just put your hand underneath and pull like that. We've come along this bit now, lots of different paths. We're going up and away, still up here, so it's going to keep on zigzagging now. So when we come up this bit and to a sort of semi-flat bit, there's a sort of way going left and then up to the right. We're going to do the up to the right, and for your information, there's a little tunnel over there which you might have spotted, but that is off path, so we're moving up this direction, and when we get to the top we're going to do some sort of right. I'll update you there. To the top of that road, there's another road going down and over. We're going to take this one up. On the map we're slightly off grid now, so but this is a good road anyway, so we will follow this up and round, and as you can see it sort of goes around this corner, and then we'll be going around that. Into the bend in the road now, which as you can see is sort of up here, and you can already see the road going away up the top there, so that's what we're going to be following. So it's quite an easy path to follow and steady underfoot, it's not too steep. As you can see, we've come to some gates here, and there's a pond type thing on the other side of those gates, so what we're going to have to do is sling a shot across the top, work our way around the fence, and then join the path on the other side. We'll see how it goes. We're up in the clouds now, so it's getting a bit cooler, and if there's no particular way through, I'm going to call it a day and go back. But I'm just looking for the easiest route without any huge amount of scrambling. I think that might be across here, and then back across the top of this mound, and then across the top like that. Let's see how it goes. So there's the fence, and here is a small path which is going to take us up and left, I believe. Always believe. And there we go. So there's going to be another road up here, something. Not a road, but a smoother sort of section. And there's another fence in front of us, so we don't want to be going past that. I think you can just about make out the fence along the back there. There's just follow the path, basically. Follow the path, it's going to take you alongside the fence and up and yonder. So just keep on doing that. It's a bit of a slog, but one step at a time. Here we are on the summit of Elidir Fawr, which is the first summit of the day. We've got one more to do after this, and it's very windy, and there's a little bit of I think you can just see the lake with Llanberis in the background there. Very nice. So from here we're going to go back to the fence, which is in this direction, and then head to the next summit. We're just approaching the fence now. This is the fence that you came up from that side, from the gate there, and then the fence goes sort of straight for us, but right if you come from that direction. So what we're going to do is we're going to stroll across here, follow the fence's line, and slightly to the right, and there's going to be a path. So just have a little bit of willpower. Just move towards that imaginary path. This is the path. It's not much of one, but you can sort of see something there, and you're now 30 or 40 yards away from the actual fence. So we're slightly moving away from the fence, and some of the path is a bit more detailed than other. So we're just going to follow that. Obviously at the moment we're just walking into mist, but this has got a direction to it, so just keep on following this. Well, it's quite scree and loose and quite steep at points, but eventually you're going to come to the top. Now it's sort of saddle, and we're going to, at this point, we're going to do a left towards these rocky mounds and the next summit, which according to my map has got the same name as the first one, so I'm going to have to check that. Anyway, I'll put a sign on the bottom there so you can see what the actual hill is called. So it's going to be a bit windier up here, I think, and of course no view. Very slaty and horrible. So yeah, that's what we've got to get over and around. So I'm over the first lump, and if you sort of stick to the left you can see there's a sort of path, but you still have to be very careful through these slaty bits. There's lots of big holes where you can seriously hurt yourself. So we're going to follow this as much as possible, and then obviously that's where we're heading in the distance over there. Right, through all that rocky stuff, and eventually you're going to come to a little shelter on the end, and this is the highest point at 960 odd meters. I wonder if there's anybody home. Anybody here? No. Nice little shelter. Afterwards, you've come from this direction. The next method is to go down this direction, but we're going to go back just to the low point just here and then down that direction. But I'm going to have a break first, and then I'll come back to you. So I've had a little break, and by the way, it took about 2.5 hours to get up here, and now we're going to try and go down. It looks pretty steep, but this is sort of, there's the top, and that's where we come from, and there's some sort of small boulders in between the large, and that usually means some sort of path. So we're going to follow the sort of newer ones down. It's not as bad as it looks. It's I think it's the mist that's making it look a little bit worse than it actually is. So, but it's going to be tricky. So we're just going to follow this down carefully. Not while I'm filming, but you can see the sort of more, I don't know, brown coloured slate going through the middle there, sort of in a zigzag. So we're going to follow that down very carefully. We're off the real nasty stuff, and it wasn't too bad, to be fair. And as you can see, this is a bit more crumbly, and the path slightly goes off to the right hand side, so almost that's the way we came across the top there, so you're almost going backwards on yourself. So we're going to follow this down for quite a long way, about 2 kilometres or so. But it looks like there's a fairly obvious path, so we're just going to keep on following this light coloured stuff. Keep on following the path down. This one comes through this fence for some reason, but it's still the solid path, and this is the way that we should be coming. And if you want a sort of point of reference, there's a river down the bottom, and the path is following it down, and eventually it will meet that river and end up going that direction towards those houses in the corner. So it's turned into quite a nice day at the moment. Could turn at any minute, but at the moment at least it's quite warm and pleasant. The hill, mind you, is still steep, so the quads are complaining, let's put it that way right now. As you can hear, this little section is quite boggy, so you can't always see the water, but it's there. You can certainly hear it. So be careful. And over here, we're going to tread over this stile, obviously, and in that direction. Right, just at the end, before the river, it's starting to get steep again. You can see a little gate there, bridge. We're going to go across that and then down the other side. Here we are at the river. There's the slate heap that we worked up on the way up, zigzagged up. So we're going to go through this gate here and then follow this path on the other side of the river. So if you're over that direction a little bit, then you're in the wrong place. You need to come over here, otherwise you're not going to get over the river. You need this bridge. Turned out to be a really nice day. You'll find yourself walking round a hill to the left hand side. There goes a sheep. And then what we're going to do is we're going to follow the path, and we're going to come back in this direction. I'm not sure exactly how, but we're going to end up, I think, crossing the river, and that looks like there's a bridge there, and it's probably going to be at that point or the one after. So either two of those bridges just there we're going to be crossing. So that's the sort of point you're going to be aiming for as you come down off this hill, and it's absolutely stunning. Although it looks pretty gloomy up ahead, it's bright sunshine here right now. Right, down to the wall, and you will see a stile. This is fairly straightforward. Just cross the stile and then just head in the same direction. So you see the path already as I'm climbing over down towards that farmhouse. I think you can see the route from here. Straight on over this stile and then down, where's my hand here, down to this, and then along the road by this farmhouse, and then there's another gate on the other side of that, sort of there. So I've just gone past that farm and heading now towards the stile, which is going to, after crossing this, it's just a straightforward romp. They've even given you a map here if you're a little bit lost. But the higher you get, the easier it is to see. So you can see there, straight through the middle, is our path. Let's have a quick look. Might be a bit boggy. But yeah, straight through here. We're going to go over one bridge, which is quite a new bridge, and then through this gate, over another river, which is over this bridge, which is quite rickety, to say the least. I wouldn't stay on here too long, and then straight over. Again, we're heading back towards the bottom of these slate piles. Getting a bit windy over here. But you can see the path is going in this direction, just follow that. After that little section, you're going to find yourself going uphill again, which is all good fun, but all very strange and pretty, mixed in history. And again, we're going up, I think, around this slab here, and then to the left. Up to this metal gate. Which is rather lovely. And we've got the view where we've just come up, short hike, and looks like we've got a little bit more to do up ahead, but it looks really well set out. The way the slates have been laid. It's going to be quite a pleasure to walk around this. Okay, some of it wasn't quite pleasurable, but still interesting all the same. So we're going to come up to this gate, and at this point, if you want to, you can get down this left-hand side. That will take you back down to the road, but we're going to follow this road up, which is going to lead us back to the point where we went left at the beginning near those mining buildings, and then we can go back down that direction. But yeah, if you want to, you can go down that direction. Another bit of uphill. So you're going to come through some beautiful views with quarries and what have you for a couple of kilometres or a mile. Then we get to this point where we're going to do a left. That will take us back to these houses where we did the left in the first place. So when I get back to that gate, I will explain what comes next. So this is the way we came up. We're going to follow exactly the same way down. Well, that's it guys. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope you can like or subscribe, and if you don't, yep, say whatever you will. I hope that you've learnt something. If not, and I hope you've enjoyed your cup of coffee while you've been watching. So if you flick through my stream, you'll find some similar videos elsewhere in the UK and abroad. And yeah, I hope to see you soon. Thank you for watching.